I'm not sure if anyone saw this, but recently Whitney English sent an email about the Day Designer Planner, the latest version. I believe it was the mid-year version. And she said that she will replace it for free if it has some excessive wear and tear. So if it is lost, if it's stolen, if you spilled water on it, if you spilled food on it, I don't know. It was kind of like whatever, and you need it replaced, we will replace it for free. So is this a new trend that you should be replicating in your own business, or something you should be worried is going to take over the industry? Or is it just kind of a non-event and maybe you should ignore it? So let's talk about that today, because I have a lot of different thoughts about that. And so let's just chat. Hi everyone, I'm Lisa from Pretty Fabulous, and I help online businesses create beautiful digital downloads using Adobe InDesign. So if this sounds like you or something you might be interested in, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and I do unboxings on Saturday. So today we're going to talk about trends, specifically just the latest replace it due to wear and tear trend. And just to be clear, out of scope is replacing something due to a manufacturer error or a delivery error. So for example, let's say your planner arrived and for whatever reason you do drop shipping and your manufacturer had forgotten to put the front page on. Like, it's just missing a front cover. That to me is a manufacturer defect, and that has to 100% be replaced. It doesn't matter if you have a replacement policy in place. You offered a product and it did not arrive as promised or in the manner or shape that you had promised it to people, then you should replace it. So that is totally out of scope. We're simply talking today about wear and tear, which is what Whitney English is proposing for the Day Designer policy that she is putting in place. Now, if you're interested more in planner trends, I do have a workshop called the Top 5 Planner Trends for 2021. And that workshop went free to everyone who signed up for Chaitra's product photography course, I think it was 2 weeks ago. But don't worry, if you did not sign up for that, but you'd still like access to that workshop, it is on sale this week. So I left some information below. It's a really quick workshop, but you get the slides, you get the recording, and so that is all below. All right, so let's talk about the Whitney English policy. First of all, what is it? She's going to replace it for basically usually what you'd pay for insurance, like for Apple Care, for example, if it's lost or stolen, or if it needs to be repaired, I send it back in, and if I paid for Apple Care, they'll do that for, I think, a year or however long your Apple Care policy lasts for. Now, this, you don't have to buy a policy. Just simply buying this particular product automatically gets you grandfathered in. Now, the only limitation that she has is she did put a clause in there saying while supplies last. So in theory, if she had 1,000 different planners of this mid-year planner and they all sold, she has no inventory, she can't really replace it. So to me, that policy, that's like a big error with that policy, right? Like, are people going to rush and hurry up and try to say their planner was lost or they spilled water on it like the second day they got it because they're worried about the inventory? So that does seem to be like a little bit of an error inside of that policy. The other thing too is, when you think about putting this in your own business, why do people even offer these types of policies? Usually it's one of two reasons. One, your product has low say consumer confidence, right? So maybe people feel like it's flimsy and wear and tear on a normal planner would make it last for 5 or 6 months, but wear and tear on your planner, because maybe the pages are thinner or it's poorly constructed, will only last 1 month or maybe even a week. And so this policy then kind of, I guess that really wouldn't help if it only lasts for a week, but it would in theory instill a little bit more consumer confidence in your product because you're willing to stand behind it with a replacement. The other thing too is maybe you have a product that you want people to use for life, and you're saying that our materials are so rugged they will hold up to anything. And usually these are for things that aren't used a lot. So for example, outdoor equipment from REI, or I can't even think of the other company. I never go camping, so I have no idea what these stores are. But you possibly only go camping like in the summers if you are someone who lives in a place that has all 4 seasons, or you just go camping once a year, right? So you're not using the equipment a lot, but it is a pretty big investment. So they're saying to you, hey, if something happens, we guarantee these for life. We don't think people are living in our camping gear or tents 24/7. So if something happens, problems, just let us know and we'll replace it, right? So that's another thing. I think JanSport, don't quote me on that, but one of the people who makes backpacks also says the same thing about some of their products. So that's also another reason to do it. So I have not seen anybody anywhere offer to replace a paper product because of wear and tear, or you've even had an example where your child spills like apple juice or something on it, and then the pages are, well, paper is always just ruined once it gets wet and then it dries out. It's like shaped weird. So, do I think this is a policy that you should follow? I mean, maybe. I don't know. We'll see how well it works out. My initial inclination is a hard no. I don't think this is a good policy for a paper-based product. I think you could offer it for other hardier products that you offer, maybe things that are supposed to be used a lot, like maybe a mouse pad. But even then, those are pretty inexpensive, right? Usually those are $5. So to me, I can't really think of a scenario in which you'd want to make a lifetime replacement for a paper-based product. Let me know if you disagree in the comments, but this definitely was not included as one of my top 5 trends for 2021 because I don't think it is, one, sustainable just from a price point or from an inventory point. Are you just going to keep inventory just in case for people? And 2, I don't know that it would make people more apt to purchase your products, right? So people that stand behind their products, usually, like I said, are out of scope were the manufacturer defects. If you have manufacturer defects or someone ordered pink and it shows up as yellow, right? Like just replace it. Just be a good company or a brand and just stand behind your product. It doesn't matter if it's the fulfillment or something else. You figure that out on your own, on your back end. You don't have to have a separate policy to say, don't worry if you get the wrong product or your product arrives defective or missing pages, we'll replace it. Like that should just be a given, right? So I don't know that it adds any extra value to have it replaced. I think the people that are seeking out replacements, maybe in their mind, they're thinking, okay, so I could justify your $65 planner or however much you're charging because you're going to replace it. So really, it'll only cost me $30 because I'm going to go ahead and order a second one. So one for me and one for my sister or one for my cousin or my neighbor or something else like that. So my verdict is still hard no. I don't think this is a new trend. I don't think it is something that you should add to your stationery products. And yeah, that's kind of it. Let me know if you disagree, if you have other thoughts. And it'll be interesting to see how this works out for them in the next couple months. All right, remember, if you would like access to that training, the top 5 planner trends for 2021 that you want to start incorporating into your designs and into your business, make sure to check that out below because it is on sale for this week only. All right, I hope everyone's having a fabulous day and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.